to say.
Hi, I'm here with a French person. So today we're just gonna do some, I guess, Q&As, like common questions that we get as exchange students. First question is from Nixie, and she says, hey, I was just wondering what different cameras you use for your travels. So what are good cameras to bring on exchange? What do you have?
Mine is a Canon, 1100D, so it's like a really old one. But it's cool anyway.
Is it hard having a big camera?
Yes, especially when you're traveling because it's like
Big.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just big.
But it's cool because the quality is good, so.
Right. I think it depends on where you're going. If you're going to like maybe European countries, it's better to have a big camera. I don't know. I think it's better to have a good camera, but it just depends on where you're taking it.
Yeah.
Just be safe. If you have a small one, you can throw it in your bag and it's easier to hide, but if you have a huge one like this, it's hard to bring it out in public places. Yes. Next question is from Matt. He says, the hardest part for me feels like 10 months is too long. How did you get your mom convinced to let you go on a 10-month exchange? How do you convince your parents to let you go for a year?
No idea, I don't remember. I just told them it was a big dream and I really wanted to do it.
And they just said yeah?
I guess. What was it for you?
My parents at first only let me go on a 3-month exchange, and that was what I signed up for and went to orientation for and interviewed for. And then, like in one of my other videos, I mentioned this whole story. But I think it was talking, because I know this person, I know in person, Matt, and his mom was only going to let him do a 3-month exchange until he talked to my mom, who was letting me do a full year. And just, I think, hearing from another parent about how much more you grow, how much harder it is, and how much more like development there is involved in a year-month exchange, whereas a 3-month exchange is kind of more like a vacation, I feel like. But a year is like a life.
So much work.
So much better. Yeah. So I'd say talk to other Rotarian or whatever exchange moms who have let their kids go on exchange. Another question, what would you recommend that I do or get before my exchange? Is there anything you're happy you did or wish you did before you left?
It depends on the country, I guess, because like for like Brazil, the language is hard but not that hard. So like getting a lesson before, I'm glad I didn't do it actually. But like if you're going to like Taiwan or something,
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
take
practice.
some class.
Yeah, I agree in the sense of Portuguese was easy for us to learn because we were trying to learn and we weren't like lazy kind of people. But I would say maybe just come with a base. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
Just like some good understanding, like to get you through the airport without a mental breakdown like me.
Oh my god,
that
like,
would be nice.
I'm lost.
Yep.
I don't know how to speak that language. I used to say it all day.
Yep.
At first.
And I would say maybe also from person to person, I think my biggest regret is that I have to go back home to high school because I didn't graduate before exchange, whereas a lot of the exchange students have already graduated and they don't have to go back into high school life. I feel like you grow up so much more on exchange that going back to like the dramatic teenage ways of like high school life.
And you don't have to study during your exchange. Like,
right,
you don't
and
have
I had
to
to study.
studying.
Yep, I had to study throughout my entire exchange online, and it's just a huge hassle.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you can graduate before you come, I would recommend it. How many families did you have? For Rotary, we switch families around. I know with like AFS, you normally stay with one the whole year, but I've had 4.
I have 2, but you're supposed to have 3 of them.
And you don't.
It depends.
It seems like a lot. Is it hard switching families?
It wasn't for me because my first family, like, it was okay, but like, no, I'm not gonna say that because if my sister anyway. But yeah, no, it's not that hard. I mean, it depends. Like, if you're really good with your family at first, it must be hard, but
yeah, I loved my first host family, so I feel like the first switch was the hardest.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the easier it gets.
But like with your first host families, that's with them you learn how to speak and you
it's a
discover
way
the
different
city.
bond.
Yeah.
Than with the rest of them.
Yeah.
But I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's all right. How has it been learning the language? Do you feel you're fluent in Portuguese now? How far into your exchange did you start feeling like you could communicate?
Everyone, like all the exchange students, told me I will be fluent in like 3 months.
That's what everyone says.
And I didn't want it to talk at first because of the pronunciation. Yep. And I didn't want it to speak in English because of my accent. So I wasn't talking, but like I get fluent on like 4th or 5th months.
4th or 5th month, yeah. I would say 4th or 5th month is where I started really being able Like, I could go around by myself. I didn't need anyone
Yeah.
just in case.
That's cool.
I could figure it out myself.
But it's like a lot of work. Like,
yeah.
it's not, you're not getting fluent like this. You have to work a lot and study
Yeah.
a lot.
You can't just sit there and expect it to
Influence,
come. Yeah, you have to put work into it.
And don't be
But-
afraid to
Yeah, I
because of
feel
your
like
accent.
I feel like that's the hardest thing with exchange students.
Yeah.
They're so scared to talk because they're worried of criticism or like just embarrassed of how their accent or how their pronunciation is. But just get over it. You're learning a
Yeah.
language. You just got to do it. Everyone's doing it. You're not going to learn if you just stay
True.
quiet the whole time. And I'm definitely not fluent in Portuguese, but I'm definitely
Yes, you are.
I'm not fluent.
You can have a conversation.
I can have a conversation is what I'm trying to say. I'm fluent,
Okay.
like conversationally fluent, but like I couldn't work as a translator.
No, I think you're good. She's speaking good.
How much did you prepare before you came? Didn't prepare at all.
Nope.
But but I'm not saying don't do that.
Yeah,
like
don't.
don't do that. Don't do that. I watched a video before my exchange and a girl said the exact same thing that I'm saying now and said, "Oh, I came here without any Portuguese and I'm fine." So I was like, "Oh, I'll be fine."
Yeah.
But you'll learn so much more and faster and you won't stress out as much if you just have a basis when you come here. Is there anything bad about Brazil that you've encountered that you could warn me about? Or anything you wished you did differently? It so depends on where you're coming from.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like Latin America in general is a more male dominant
Oh my god, yes.
which has been the biggest struggle for me.
Yeah, same.
Having
like really hard.
only
When you walk in the street and guys look at you as if
you are literally like you say that in the United States in some places it is like that, but here it's everywhere.
Yeah.
If you're wearing shorts, you're getting called out. Even
Oh,
if you're
no.
just wearing pants that fit nice or something. Like if you're just a female with boobs, like they call at you and they come up to you. Sometimes they'll like put a hand on you. Like it's so uncomfortable in that sense. And then there's a definite respect difference if
Yeah.
you're a woman or a man. My host mom is totally like, I have 3 host brothers and a host dad, so she's been the only female in the house, so she's like completely under like, the level of powers, whereas in my house back home, my mom's like in charge of the house and like telling
Yeah.
everyone what to do, but here it's like male rule speaks,
Yeah.
you are not in charge because you're a woman. And there's lots of like kitchen jokes and whatever made in my family about me being
Yeah,
a
oh my
woman, so I
God.
belong in the kitchen, that kind of stuff. Which is so hard to hear, but some of it you have to just understand that it's their culture and there's not much you can do about it,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
So we've just had to like sit here for 10 months and
Sadly.
like take it. Anything you wish you did differently?
My suitcase.
Your suitcase.
Yeah.
That's another question later on.
Oops.
Pack. No, it's good.
I wish I
much did
had
you bring?
more traveled, even if with rhetoric is kind of hard, but and go more with Brazilians
Yep.
when you can.
I literally don't have like any Brazilian friends.
I
It's
do,
okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, she's. You've got it down.
Maybe eat less because I'm
Eat
fat
less.
now.
Yep.
but
Gain the
enjoy.
exchange weight.
Just and do some sports. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been
did a
nice.
sport. I wish I did a sport. I should have picked up like volleyball or something.
Because
but-
like sometimes just walking the street and I'm like, oh my god, it's so hard. Life is so hard.
How serious is Rotary in Brazil, like the meetings, rules, and stuff? Part 2 is how do I not get fat during exchange. So let's do it in part 1 first. How serious is Rotary in Brazil?
It depends.
Depends on your district. That goes
And
for
on
not
your
only
club.
Brazil. That depends for all Rotary everywhere in the
Yeah.
world. Depends on your district. Ours is kind of stricter.
Yeah, like I have to go on the meeting every week.
I have to go to Rotary meetings every Monday.
week. Yeah.
Or you don't get your allowance. If you don't go,
Really?
yeah, I don't get my allowance. if
It
I don't
depends
go.
because some of the exchange students here in Campo Grande just don't go to the meetings. Like
Yep.
one of the exchange students never go,
Never been to one. Yeah.
and she still has her money, but it
Yeah.
depends.
It depends on your club.
But yeah, it's kind of strict. Like here in Brazil, it's kind of strict, like hard to travel for Brazil, while in Europe it's like super easy.
Yep.
So it
Or like
depends.
I know in Utah, you just basically have to let your counselor know within 24 hours notice. Whereas here, you have to like plan 2 weeks ahead,
Oh my
get it
God.
approved by your host family, your real family, your host club, your real club, your host chairman, your real chairman. Like you have to get it
Yeah.
approved by every single person. And if
Yeah.
one person says no, you're not
Sucks.
allowed, and you can be sent home.
Yeah.
which is, yeah,
Yeah.
what someone's doing exactly right now. But, hi, Paola. I hope you're enjoying the beach. Battery's gonna die, but we're gonna answer our one last question, which is, how do I not get fat during exchange? We did. I would say definitely try everything, because part of your exchange and the culture is trying the different kind of foods and stuff, so don't like say no to it just because you're scared of gaining weight, but just try a little bit of it.
Yep.
Like, just try little pieces of everything.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Too, because like you're gonna go home and just lose it.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm praying.
Please.
Yeah. You're definitely, just definitely enjoy it while you're there, and just have fun, and don't worry about the exchange weight. If that's your main problem on exchange, reevaluate your life. Weight is weight. It'll burn off when you go back home to your host country. You can always lose it. Don't stress about it. And almost every exchange student gains weight. Like,
You
it's
can
normal.
do like some sports, or like walk a lot, or like
what we said in the other thing, definitely. If you can join a sport, join a sport. Well, that is the end of this video because my camera's about to die. We'll do a part 2 another day. Tomorrow, we'll figure it out. We'll see.
Next week.
Thanks for watching.
Surprise!
Look out for it. Subscribe down below so you can see when we release part 2. But
thanks for watching.
Her channel will be linked down below. And if you have any other questions, my blog, Twitter, Instagram, everything is down below. And I will link Anna's too, so you can get some followers. Ciao. It's so awkward.